Do he got a girlfriend? Yes.
The first time I met John was when I was auditioning for Boys in the Hood. I'd gone to USC as well. That's when people started calling it South Central LA. And
what was it called before that? Just LA?
Just LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, just LA. You might say I live south of the 10 or something like that, but, you know, just LA. Or, you know, I live in the hood, you know. And so I knew that John had a reputation on the campus
People
of
was
USC,
talking about
like this guy, he's something special. So so I'd always kind of wanted to run into the something special guy. And I had this gap between doing 227 and auditioning for Boys in the Hood when I couldn't even get an audition for anything. People just said, only could see me as Brenda. And so Carmen Brown was the casting director. I'm auditioning for Jackie. I do a couple lines, and she was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna bring you back for the producers, John and Steve Nicolaides. And she said, I just wanted to see if you could be ghetto. And I was like, I'm an actress. And so I could do
whatever,
anything,
yeah.
yes. I came back at the end of the day to audition again for John and Steve, and I've always was told by my acting teacher, as soon as you finish an audition, you get out of there. Don't hang around, because it just doesn't leave a good impression.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished, and the audition was like upstairs, and you had to walk down these steps, and from the balcony of those steps, you can see, you know, the whole floor behind you. So I'm trying to make a beeline out, and all of a sudden I hear, Regina, Regina. I turned around, and it's John at the top, and he was like, you got it, you got it. And that's where our relationship started from there, and He told you on your way out? He told me on my way out.
My God.
You got it, yeah.
Saves you all of that,
all of that in my head that actors go
beautiful.
through. Yeah, it was beautiful.
My story is not as glamorous. I'll just be honest. I first met John. I had a buddy named Heem, who's from 60th and Wall, like in LA. We played football together, and then me and him became real tight. And when I got accepted in the film school, I didn't have anywhere to live in LA really, you know. So I just kind of came down, and I was couch surfing and trying to figure it out. And I spent a lot of time living with Fahim and his family. And he was helping me learn LA, because it's a tough place to be on your own, you know.
It is, and it's a lonely place
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It could be very lonely. I was actually very depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't used to, wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
For that aspect of it, and I had to stop playing football too. So
You didn't have that.
I lost a lot of identity and structure. And Fahim would hit me up and say, "Hey man, let's go work out. Let's go to the gym." And we was at some gym, man. We was in there going through a workout, and we all college football players. We got a whole routine and everything. Fahim is doing a set of pull-ups, and I'm working in with him. And then I look up and I see John Singleton, like walking over to us smiling. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" He was like, "Are y'all on a team or something?" You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, "Can I work in with y'all?" You know? I'm like, "Yo, you not going?" I'm like, "Yes, you can work in with us, but like, number one, I just got into film school here, and bro, you like one of my heroes. Like I can't believe this is happening. You know what I mean? Like, and he was like, you got into SC, like take my number. If you need anything, man, let me know while you working it out there. I didn't think it was real. You know what I mean? Because it was, you know. And then I got to the school, and I met the dean, and then she was like, "Hey, John said he met you," and I'm like, "What?" Like he remembered this, and she was like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Man, maybe that was his real number," and then she was like, "Don't wear it out though," you know what I mean? Like only hit him if you need him. So I would text him when I was working on films or when I had something done and showing when I was screening, and he would always hit back.
Yeah.
You know, and he was always there for support. And I got to my thesis project, and that's when he would kind of call and check in.
Yeah. Check
in with the dean, make sure I was good. You know, he would give me feedback on cuts. And then when I started Fruitvale and Creed and Panther, he would come to the premieres.
Yeah.
He put me on this tradition where whenever black filmmakers would release a movie in theaters, he would send a picture with the tickets. And like with John, his movie was the first movie I remember watching in theaters, like Boys in the Hood And so that this guy, I would run into him in the gym. Like,
Accidentally.
Accidentally. And he would be that kind and hit me up whenever and was always there. I feel like it was like God, like the ancestors looking out. You know what I mean?
But something about John that I must say, that just hearing how you met him, it's just indicative of John's character. When John believes in the artist, he invests. And that is something that I think is rare for a person to be that giving. I know from him telling me he saw my potential to direct before I saw it. And I never knew that that's what was happening until, like, in hindsight. He would always, he would invite me to so much of his preparation for higher learning, his preparation for even poetic justice. And that, I believe, is because he saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. So he would not have checked on the dean to see how you were doing if he hadn't seen something in one of those shorts, or just in the way you spoke about film, probably sparked a chord in him. You know, when he sees something, he's like a dog with a bone. He doesn't let it go.